Hello everybody and welcome to the first episode of the Backseat Gorilla Club. I am Sean Patrick, that's my brother Lucas. And today we're going to be covering the G1 Climax 28 A block. This is the first show in the tournament. It goes on for quite some time, almost the entire month of July. Jesse, I'm excited, dude. How about you?
Yeah, man. It goes. There's gonna be 19 shows over 28 days. I think it actually goes through. It goes into August, and
August.
Yeah, I think
it sure does.
Yeah,
August 12th
or something.
Yeah, August 12th.
Yeah, so we got a lot to look forward to. The G1 is always great. It never fails to deliver. Last year was awesome. If anybody's seen that, it was, Naito and Kenny for the finals, and then Naito won to get the match for Wrestle Kingdom. That was fantastic, and that played into their match from before. And we'll get the 26th G1, which they had a great one match as well. So now we're gonna see them for the third time in the G1 tomorrow. They're gonna go at it, and that's gonna be fun. But before that, we have the very first match of our tournament, and the very first match and the very first show that we're going to be reviewing.
All right, well, without further ado, let's start watching some wrestling. What do you say?
Let's go for it. Yeah, I'm down.
What's up, everybody? This is Brother Lucas, my partner in crime, Sean Patrick, and we're here to review the G1 Climax 28, first match of the first show, and that is going to be Toa Hanare and Ren Narita versus Hiroki Goto and Jado. So that's going to be our opening match that we will review right now. And the first thing we're going to talk about, if you want to go ahead and talk about that vid pack that we saw.
Oh, it was a beautiful vid pack. Opening up the show, the one thing that really caught my eye, they had everybody that was in the tournament. They had all the champions represented, holding their belts. They're laid out. I don't know if you've seen the other the Bullet Club shirt, the Too Sweet shirt. Where it has everybody just kind of standing there like a music video, but it was just like that. The entire thing was very well produced, great production value. I mean, beautiful shot. All the guys, the belts look gorgeous. What more could you want? I mean, really, it was just great. They went into a recap of all of the games, all of the matches, all of the contests that we're going to see on this show. Got me excited, man. There's some stuff on down the line that I'm really looking forward to. But other than that, let's get into the match.
Well, plus Michael Elgin had a sweet vest on. Did you catch that?
I didn't catch that. I'm gonna have to rewatch it.
You gotta check it. He's got a sweet vest. All right, yeah. So, go ahead and start the match. What you saw and what you liked, or what you didn't like. I
mean, really, I can't even talk about the match without going straight to the finish, and that was just a beautiful headbutt by Goto. Our poor little young boy ate it. We all know who's gonna eat the pin in this match. So obviously Jado and Goto were gonna go over. We knew that from the very start. Anytime you have a young boy in a tag match in New Japan, you know who's gonna win. It's just what it is. But the interesting thing about this young boy, he's been in the dojo system for quite a while now, and it looks like he's worked his way up in the ranks over there because he has more than the 5 moves of doom that they give him. He's more than a Boston Crab, So they let him go a little bit. That's nice. So I think you said that he's probably going to end up going on excursion soon. You want to talk about what happens when a young boy goes on excursion?
Yeah, straight a little bit away from this match for a second. So what happens is they work their way up through the ranks in the dojo, and when they have learned enough, when their senpais or their senseis decide that they are ready, then they go to excursion in a different place, somewhere in Mexico, America, in England, and they go ahead and learn a whole different style there. And they come back and usually get a real big push when they do like a year or so somewhere else. And when they come back, they usually get a pretty good push to become actual contenders instead of just pin eaters. So, that's how that system works.
Yeah, it is extremely disciplined as far as the young lion system goes. Young boy, young lion, it's kind of interchangeable. But, these guys, they live in the dojo, they eat in the dojo, I mean, it's their entire life, and, they put everything they have to get into New Japan Pro Wrestling, and, Narita, I'm terrible with pronunciations, I'm sorry, but this young lion obviously has done very well. like I said, in the end, Jado and Gato, they got it. And I don't know. Are you ready to watch the next match?
Well, I got some more to say about this match. Sure. I really liked Hanare's intensity, as he's always just brings like that extra level of intensity to the matches that he's in. I really enjoy that. Kind of reminds me of, he's like the opposite of Ishii, but he still has the same concept. Like, he's all over the place, and Ishii is just stone-faced. But at the end of the day, they're bringing intensity. Like, if Ishii no-sells, and he does it that way, and Hanare just is like, you know, in your face and just going, and his work rate is pretty great. So I enjoyed that. It's a good opening match. Also, the other thing I just wanted to say real quick, you know, they had a couple of exchanges. It wasn't anything crazy. It's just opening match. But Don Callis picked up on when Jado was getting just headbutted repeatedly by Hanare. It looked like he was selling strangely, right? And like everyone was like kind of looking at it like, what he's doing? He's being very like, you know, moving around slowly.
He couldn't see almost.
Yeah, exactly. So the sell was that he was like dizzy and he couldn't see, and he was like had like almost vision loss from these headbutts, which I'd never seen anybody sell like that before. And not only did he do that, but then Don Callis picked up on it and actually brought it to commentary. So I thought that was a really great connect on that mark.
Yeah, and you know, that just also, it goes into the realism of what these guys do, because you know, obviously it's all predetermined outcomes and whatnot. It's pro wrestling, that's just what it is, but they imitate real life so well sometimes, because I mean, if you get knocked in the head, and I know you have and I have too, you do see stars there for a minute, and you know, it's really just nice that they picked up on that instead of just taking a simple back bump and being done with it, you know? There's lasting effects.
You know, they sell the head or something, but like not, that just as a physical wound and not like a brain injury like you would actually experience, you know? So that was nice to see from the veteran there, Jado. So, yeah, I liked it.
I forgot, during the match, what was it? It was the sushi commercial.
Oh, yeah.
Sushi restaurant commercial.
I wish I knew more about this, but like they reference it sometimes, like whenever Chaos does like a move or a big move together or something in the ring, and they just do this thing where they all like put their arms out and they go, hey, and it's like something
Hey.
It's like a play on a commercial that they have for like a big sushi chain there in Japan. I'm not familiar with the name or anything like that, but I just know from watching these shows so many times they mentioned it. So, but yeah, I think without further ado, if you're done, I think we can move on to the next match. What do you think?
Sounds good. Let's go.
And we're back. That was a pretty good match. So, it was weird because the second match of this tournament, of this show, is a mixed tag match, so to speak. Not really in a gender kind of way, but it's like two teams, all of Chaos, and one member from both of those teams are on a team, if that makes sense.
It does.
So you have Sho and Ishii versus Yo and Yano, which normally would be Sho and Yo and Ishii and Yano. So that's how they're starting that up. And they're doing it, is it specifically because Ishii and Yano have a B-block match, right?
Yep, Ishii and Yano have a B-block match later on down the road. And I think that's the way this entire tournament's going to go. A lot of these intro tag matches are going to intertwine, if you will, with the opposite block.
Yeah, because it's not just filler; it's all leading into something. That's how New Japan does it, which is why I like this product so much.
Yeah, and you know, if we're going to shoot a little bit, it gives them a warm-up match on TV.
That's true. They can touch without giving away the whole match, and just make sure that they're, you know, in sync.
Yep.
So yeah, it was Sho and Ishii versus Yo and Yano, and unbeknownst to me, I had mixed up Sho and Yo for my entire life. So that was a nice revelation to figure that out. But the opening part was Sho versus Yo, and I really liked their opening exchange with like the amateur wrestling exchange that they had. It's pretty good work. And what else you got for this?
Yeah, the amateur wrestling. Also, the good thing about this match that I enjoyed, we got to see another side of Yano that we don't normally see. He still ran over. He took off the turnbuckle pad and promptly ate the turnbuckle. But there's a lot of strong style in that you normally don't see. He's more of a comedy character, and you know, it was just good to see, you know, a fresher view of Yano. You know, and another thing, you know, some of the Sho and Yo, part of Roppongi 3K, they were doing a little bit of fighting dirty in there. And, you know, at one point during the show, the match, the crowd was chanting Hansoku, I believe it was. Like I said, I'm terrible with my Japanese, as in, like, I know zero. But that does mean fighting dirty in Japanese, so they're kind of picking
Were they yelling
up.
at Yano? Were they yelling at Yano or Sho and Yo? I don't remember.
I think they were yelling at Sho and Yo. Don Callis on commentary was talking about how they needed to pick up a little bit of that sneaky style. That's what he calls it.
That's because that's what they say. Rocky is the king of sneaky style. Rocky Romero, their manager. Yeah, that's that reference.
But yeah, overall, it was a good match. Great finish. You want to talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, so I like the first off the use of the exposed turnbuckle that they did, and like you said with Yano, he did a suplex. I've never seen Yano do a suplex.
It's amazing.
It is a little forearm exchange, and I think specifically he's showing that side of him to because he's gonna have to fight Ishii, and it's gonna have to be like more than just ball shots. So I'm not sure if that style's if he's gonna like evolve or if this is just like a one-time deal, but we'll see about that. As far as the finish goes, yeah. So Ishii and Yo, they had really good chemistry actually. They did a lot of good double team moves together. The first of which was a power bomb into he rolled him from the power bomb into a German suplex for Ishii to take him into. It was really I never even seen that combo before like that. And then the finish was something similar, but it was actually shit. I'm gonna mix their names up again. It was Sho. Yeah, Sho did the backstabber on Yo, and then threw him to Ishii to eat a brainbuster, I believe.
Yep, that's how it went down.
Yeah, it was really smooth. It was a good match. Short and sweet. I didn't see any botches or anything. Yeah, it was good.
It was good. So that means it's time to watch the next one.
Yep, on to the next.
Alright guys, that was another great matchup. Third match we had the Girls of Destiny, Tamatanga Tangaloa versus Juice Robinson, who is the current US champ, and also David Finlay, who is of course Fit Finlay's son. It was a great match. You know, it started off an early beatdown on Finn by Loa. You know, that it just went on. It seemed like forever. He's just getting the snot beat out of him. After that, you know, tagged in Juice. Juice came back and started cleaning house, and you know, eventually later on, I'll let you take that one.
Okay, so it was good. I liked the fact that Finlay got his ass beat because it was a classic tag match in the sense that they were isolating. They were isolating him from Juice. They kept knocking Juice off the corner. And they beat him down early, so even when Juice sort of made the comeback for the team, and obviously they went for him because he's like the weaker link. I mean, it doesn't even matter about his stature in this case. Like, Juice is a champion and he's not a champion, so that's all you need for them to pick Finlay apart. And so it just worked really well. So even when Juice came back and cleaned house, Finlay was already like weakened, and they were able to take advantage of him, you know. So I liked that just on basic tag team wrestling. Like, you don't see that structure much anymore.
It's lost a lot in Western wrestling. It really is.
Yeah. And so Tamatanga has a good drop kick. I never realized that, but he got air on that drop kick, and it looked good. Let's see, what we're leading to here, the finish.
Yeah, the finish, and also did we touch on how these matches, you know, they're intertwined?
Oh, yeah.
I said that earlier. But going into the finish, you know, we had, you know, the Tongans, Girls of Destiny, they took the win. But the fun thing is, that's also setting up for a championship match with Juice Robinson later on down the road. They touched on it in the commentary, you know. But,
well, what it is actually is he has a block match against him, and if he wins that block match against Juice, then he gets a shot down the line. But this also helps. He didn't necessarily pin Juice, but he did like get a win over him, so it just helps that case. You know what I mean? But yeah, that specifically when they talk about getting a title shot down the line or whatever, it's if you beat a champion in a non-title match. And these non-title matches, of course, because of the block structure, everyone's fighting everybody. So you're gonna face champions, and champions are gonna eat pins, and that's gonna set up more matches later on. I like the whole structure of the tournament, like, because of that. But what were we saying earlier? We were talking about the difference between how New Japan does that and according to how like WWE or like Western wrestling does it. And it's like in WWE or in any kind of Western wrestling, you have a guy who fights the champion for an opportunity at the title. And this might seem like a subtle difference, but I just don't even think that anyone has any business being in there with a champion trying to get a title shot. And I don't like champions eating a pin unless they're losing the belt. And even though that doesn't really stay maintained in New Japan, what they do is they give them other reasons to fight. They give them other reasons with these tournaments and tag matches and different reasons why these guys are fighting. And so it has nothing to do with the belt. But if they do get a win on the champion, then they get a title shot down the line. It's like a non-official rule. But it almost always plays out.
That's their version of a #1 contendership, which is extremely lost, especially in WWE. Like you said, when the champion has to eat a pin in order for the #1 contender to fight him for a second time, it's like, okay, well, we already saw this match on TV. Now we're going to watch it on the network, and it's going to be a 5-hour show, and blah, 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 blah. You know, the whole #1 contendership idea is lost. The entire thing should be a tournament. You know, it doesn't have to be bracketed or anything like that, but just like, you know, football, any other sport, you know, you're always working up to a championship match. And on this case, it's King of the Mountain. Everybody's working to be the next King of the Mountain. So why should, like you said, the champion have to eat a pin just in order to give some guy a shot?
Yeah, so like I said, like I don't even agree with the structure of that setup. Like if they're like, okay, it's fucking, I don't even know who's champion. So you gotta edit that out. I don't know who's champions in WWE right now, but it's like, let's say Seth Rollins is the Intercontinental Champion. This is all just pretend. And let's say they have Finn Balor versus Seth Rollins, and if he beats him, it's a non-title match, and if he beats him, then he gets the title match. That should never even happen. Like, you know what I mean? You should never be trying to gain your #1 contendership from the champion shouldn't be messing with you in a non-title match. Like, that's beneath the champion. Yeah. You know what I mean? For the most part.
Non-title matches with champions are normally grudges. Or they should be.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. There should be another reason why they're in that match, because it doesn't make sense to me where if anybody can just be like, hey, I want to challenge you so I can get a title match, like, that shouldn't be how the #1 contender is necessarily, derived. But like I said, since they have other reasons to be fighting, especially in a tournament, like you're forced to like do that. You know, like champions for the most part outside these tournaments are only like defending their titles and like in tag matches and stuff. But it just works so much better with the way that New Japan does it. I know I'm just marking out for them the whole time, but I mean it's true.
I'll go ahead and say it. It's a better wrestling show. It's not a better sports entertainment show. It's a better wrestling show.
Yeah, if you're a pro wrestling fan and like that's the aspect of the whole gimmick that you like the most, like me, I like the storylines based on like simple things that people overlook and not necessarily have to blow up a big like soap opera drama about it, you know?
The storylines in New Japan are very much muted. They're there, but you have to look for them. You know, the whole thing with the Bullet Club split recently. They put that one out there, but what most people don't know, I didn't even know. I watched this stuff. You know, that thing had been going on for over a year, where the Tongans, you know, they weren't happy with the current Bullet Club situation. So take that. You know, they said in the commentary, you got too many stars in one faction and become NWO Black and White, and that's, you know, split off, make it Wolfpack. You know, do whatever they're gonna do, but. Now I'm rambling. Kind of wanting to watch some wrestling. How about you?
Yeah, let's go to the next one.
All right.
And we are back for our fourth match to review. That would be the Yujiro Takahashi and Kota Ibushi versus Taka Michinoku and Zack Sabre Jr. So, it started off real good. There was a beautiful like Greco-Roman knuckle lock sequence where they just did a bunch of stuff while their hands are interlocked, and they were both really athletic. Zack showed good transitions. It's a pretty sweet single leg drop kick from Taka that I liked it. And Kota's just so athletic. He just does things with ease. When he went out to the outside and did that dive, I didn't even like see him move. Like he just appeared.
He's looking really good these days.
Yeah, and then of course the finish was the the Zack driver, Michinoku driver. I guess Taka has given that to Zack, and he beat Takahashi with that. You got anything else to add?
This is just a little note. Zack Sabre Jr. got bored of being the best technical wrestler in the world, so now he's just going to use all the moves. So looking forward to their matches tomorrow. They should be good, but we got more show to watch, so let's get to it.
Let's go.
Alright folks, we're back, and match number 5 was just an absolute showcase of talent. Tetsuya Naito and Sonata versus Kenny Omega and Chase Owens. This is one of those matches I could really watch all day long. The reason being, those guys went out there and they had fun. They were smiling before the match, they were smiling after the match. You know, it really did let them showcase their moves without making anybody look bad, even if they lost. While also, at the same time, setting up the match tomorrow with Kenny Omega versus Tetsuya Naito, which I'm just, like, totally popping for here. I'm marking out over that match. Jesse, Brother Lucas, man, what? Tell me. Preach.
You know, this match, like you said, it was good because they were having fun out there. Sonata looks great. That no-look leapfrog it takes a lot of practice to have that timing. The guy shoots off the ropes behind you, and he didn't botch that. That's a little gem that I liked. Also, what the heck is 3 Sweet? Like they did the.
Sweet.
Did you catch that? They had that little elbow drop where Chase and Kenny, they said 3 Sweet, and they did that like elbow drops.
Yeah, there's that. There's also the thing where you know, at the beginning of the match, and before the match, the introductions, Kenny was introduced as a member of what was it, the Bullet Club Elite.
Yeah,
not
that's
just the Bullet Club.
That's what the announcer said. So I'm wondering if that like he sort of like let the cat out of the bag there, like about this how these factions are going to split up, or if he just said that randomly, or you know, I have no idea. But if that's the case, and they have like all these little groupings of Bullet Club, like that's fine with me. I mean, as long as they don't go down the NWO road, but I think they're trying not to, which is why they're doing this. So so Chase's little failed Paradise Lock, I always laughed at that kind of stuff. But I did like their combo, the Kitaro Crusher and the Flatliner combo. That was pretty slick. And then of course the finish was nice because it was Sonata did a moonsault into his freaking skull end, which is like, I mean, unnecessary, but it's showcasing his athletic, you know, talent. So yeah, I like the match. Can't wait to see Naito and Kenny tomorrow. And you got anything else to add to that?
Full disclosure, we are not sponsored by New Japan, but everybody
sure
out
seems
there,
like it.
You right there, subscribe to the network, dude. Watch Kenny. Do it. We're gonna watch wrestling. Bye. What's going on, everybody? This is Sean Patrick, Brother Lucas at my side here. This video is way too long, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to split this into 2. I'll upload the first half, second half will be uploaded shortly. Bear with me. Thanks. We'll see you then.